Right. As far as the injuries go, we had a couple of them. So Xavier Worthy hurt his shoulder right early in the game, and then Tranquil, Bolton, and Gelati, but they all finished, and they should be okay as we go forward. I'd like to thank the people of Brazil here and for São Paulo for the hospitality. We didn't give all those fans that showed up the best show. We can learn from this as we move forward, which we'll do. I've got to make sure I get my team in a better state there coming out, playing with more emotion. And we were a little flat that first half, and that cost us. There were some good things in there, but again, we've got to make sure we take care of business with that, and that's my responsibility. So I'll leave it at that. If you have any questions, go ahead and fire away.
Sam, go ahead. Any indication for Xavier Worthy about the series?
We'll know tomorrow once we get back and do an MRI. So.
What did you evaluate the passing game?
Yeah, listen, I thought it was kind of a two halves passing game. I thought the first half we were off a bit, and then the second half it picked up a little bit. We had a few more explosives there, and got a little rhythm, better rhythm than what we had there. So we got again. I've got to make sure that we start faster in there.
Thanks. Go ahead.
Andy, to that point, you said the guys didn't have necessarily the emotion. Is there something that you noticed pretty early on, or do you think the Xavier injury had a role in that?
Yeah, but listen, I expect more than that. I've got to make sure we come out with better emotion. And, it's a nice big stage for us, and against a good football team. And they made a couple plays early, got things going, and we weren't able to do that. And I thought they did a better job in that area. So.
Bye. Go ahead. Bye. You're good. Stand up.
Andy, just related to the same question. What signs did you see that when you say that about like they're flat and anything in particular that you looked at?
Yeah, listen, I'm on the sideline, so I expect there to be emotional support there. I also expect the players to fly around and do the things that I've seen us do. So it's my responsibility to get them in that frame of mind. Do that, whether you have an injury, a turnover, whatever it is. You fight through that and you make yourself better, whatever situation that you're in.
Second row, right?
Coach, Ben has said a few times you don't see that when everyone have all compete for the same person. And it looks like in the first quarter you guys tried to do some big plays, but in the second half you tried to be very clear. You created. How much work is he to chase defense?
Yeah, we normally like to mix and match, but we did take a few more shots today, completed a few, and we were off on a couple. But that's you keep firing in those situations and work through it.
First row, go ahead.
Coach, after this first game of the season, what do you think will be the first thing that you have to train better and improve for the next game, besides start faster, as you said?
Sure, we got to clean up some of the penalties that we had, especially in crucial situations as you're getting ready to go in and potentially score. And so we got to take care of that. I expect more from our guys than that. And then there's some little mistakes here and there that we'll take care of too.
Steve, go ahead.
Coach, you haven't much film yet, but could you evaluate the offensive line and what you thought?
Yeah, listen, I thought we did a decent job up until that the last drive there. I thought there was pressure on Patrick when we had to throw the football. Just absolutely, and you got to bear down. That's again, got to be in a certain frame of mind to do that. It's a good learning experience. Up to that point, though, I thought they really handled it well.
And what you saw from Josh Simmons?
Yeah, you know what? I think he did okay. I've got to check the tape out for individual guys on that.
First row, go ahead.
Coach, we know that we're on Netflix and we're on game today. My home had the most questions out there. How did you manage to implement that when that's coming again with the Eagles and the rest of the season?
Sure. Yeah, Pat's always going to get his runs in. that's just how that goes, and we don't plan for those. We've got to do even better in that area. We can do a better job there. So we'll keep working on the run game and make sure we can get our yards per carry up a little bit higher with the running backs.
Do a couple more, but take them.
Coach, the Chiefs have played a few international games, like Mexico City, London, Munich, now Brazil. I'd like to ask you, what stood out about Brazil, about São Paulo, seeing the atmosphere in the stadium in relation to these other cities where the Chiefs?
Yeah, sure. Now listen, the people were phenomenal. The people that we ran into, fans, whether it was at the airport, whether it was today on our travel here and throughout the game. So, and then the people at the hotel, I thought, did a great job. So my hat goes off to the Marriott and the folks there for really having a great plan for us. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. The crowd was great. Yeah, the crowd was great. Passionate. I got goosebumps on the national anthem there. Your national anthem, Brazilian national anthem. I mean, that was special. Everybody participating there like that.
We'll go last two, Sam and then Nate. What's in? Andy, obviously, Justin Herbert's a great player, but what about their scheme and their passing?
Yeah, listen, I thought Jim had a great plan there, he and his staff, and they executed, and their underneath game was good. Possession throws were good. They didn't really hit too many deep ones, but the ones that that intermediate range, I thought they did a nice job with.
Andy, it seemed like on the last third down that Chris went inside and break retained. Just what is your evaluation on the front four right now when you guys aren't blitzing the quarterback?
Yeah, listen, I always expect more from the bigs on both sides of the ball, so we can do better in those two areas for sure. Oh, I mean, that's where it all starts, right? So, and so we can do a better job. We will do a better job.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, good.
Defense, special teams, but credit to the Chargers. They had a great plan, came in and played great football and beat us, and now we have to learn from that, and knowing that next week's going to be just as tough.
Steve.
You guys played this team, Chargers team, a number of times. What did you do differently today to help you guys stop getting your rhythm?
I think they did a good game plan, man. You play a team a lot, they kind of know what you're good at, and I thought they did a good job of kind of taking away some of our quick throws and some of our throws down the field. And I thought we adjusted well in the second half, obviously, but if I can hit some of those throws early, it kind of loosens up the defense. So I just got to be better early in the football game, just like everybody else.
Nate.
Patrick, just how much did Xavier's injury, I know it was 3 plays into the game, just how much did that change the rhythm, change the energy, change the sort of opposite game plan that you guys had?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, other guys had to step up. I thought Taekwon and Hollywood and Juju did a great job of kind of filling some of those roles. But that's someone that's a huge part of our game plan, and someone that we're counting on to go out there and make plays against some of the man coverage that they played. And I thought guys did a good job kind of stepping up in those roles. But you could tell it took us a little bit to get going.
Front row, go ahead.
I know it's not the result that you guys wanted, but how did it feel to play in Brazil for the first time ever? You played international games before, but how did you feel the crowd and what did you feel playing here besides Brazil?
Yeah, I thought it was awesome, the crowd and the atmosphere. It was really cool. It's something I'll remember for the rest of my life. I mean, even like the anthem, the Brazil's national anthem, and hearing everybody sing and how passionate they were about American football. So that part was really cool. I won't remember the result, but I'll remember being here for sure.
Second row, go ahead.
Hey, Pat, you had like the same numbers of the Super Bowl you do. How much you miss guys like Xavier Worthy, like Rashid Rice, to extend the field and to throw some deep balls? You had some deep balls that you miss today that you usually don't miss. How much you miss this guy?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely important. You know, those are two of our best receivers, and they're two great receivers in this league, and obviously threats down the field. And so I thought the guys did a great job stepping up and making some of those plays. But you have to get with the timing of those guys. And so it takes everybody. You got to protect, you got to be on the same page with the receiver, and you got to make the throw. And so if I can make some of those throws early in the game, I think there'll be a different result.
Hey, go ahead.
What did you feel like you had a sense of the intensity with what you would hope it would be at the early in the game? And is it the sort of thing you feel the need to address in the game yourself?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I could feel it pretty early on. I don't know exactly when that point is, but they definitely came out with more energy than we did. And so in this league, everybody's too good for you to not match the energy of your opponent. And so I think we learned a valuable lesson today. We got to be better from the get-go, from the start. We're not going to be able to just come back and win every single game. Teams are too good in this league, and so this would be a big lesson for us, a division opponent, someone that's going to be there at the end of the year. But we're going to have to learn fast. We're playing the reigning Super Bowl champs this next week.
Second row, go ahead.
I'm never satisfied, especially after a loss. I mean, we hit some, obviously, but we missed some as well. And so if I can be better there, hitting some of those deep shots, I think it opens up the rest of the offense. So we hit a couple of them, so that's cool, but it wasn't enough to win the football game.
Front row, go ahead.
Patrick, there were a lot of complaints about the beach last year, about the state of the beach, of how it wasn't effective, how it wasn't great for the game. I'd like to know for you, how was today? Better? Felt that impact on the game? Felt that it was right?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was good. Both teams are playing on the same field, and there wasn't a lot of people slipping. I mean, there was a couple here and there, but that's football, and so I thought they did a great job. I thought Brazil in general hosted us really well, from the hotel, the food, the ride to the game, and the stadium. I thought it was a great experience, and so obviously not the result we wanted, but something that I thought was really cool.
We'll do a few more. Go ahead. Front row.
Yeah, it's not going to be any easier. That's a good football team that we're playing against this next week, and so I think we should have a great week of practice, come in with the right mindset. The leaders in the team got to step up, and when we step on that football field, we got to bring it because it's going to take our best in order to find a way to win against that team. And so we'll go back to the drawing board and be ready to go at practice, and knowing that it's going to take everything we got next week.
Third row, go ahead.
I thought they did a pretty good job. Some of the games and stuff that the D-line stunts, I think got them a couple times, but I thought they did a good job and they battled. That's all you can really ask for is the battle. Joe is a Hall of Famer. I mean, he's someone that's going to have a gold jacket, and so these young guys are talented and they have a chance to be really, really good. And so I thought they did a good job against a good defensive line, but we're going to keep pushing them to be even better and better as we go throughout the season.
Last one, Sam. Go ahead.
That third quarter player when you're running from the sideline, did you intentionally deliver it there because of this lack of motion?
Yeah, I mean, I think more than anything, you saw even the run before when I ran to the linebacker. It's like sometimes you just got to do something to jumpstart the team. I was not in the mood to be running out of bounds. I wanted to try to do something to get us going, and we kind of got going as an offense in the second half, but it takes everybody. I mean, we got to start faster, and we got to be better on both sides of the ball, and so and special teams, and so that we understand that we're going to be accountable to that, and we'll come back better this next week.
Thanks, Patrick.
Every NFL season offers its share of pulse-pounding drama, but few moments can match the intensity that unfolded under the warm night sky of São Paulo, Brazil. Under the floodlights, Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce found himself at the heart of a storm, one that tested not just his physical toughness, but his composure and championship pedigree. As the Chiefs squared off against the Los Angeles Chargers in this unprecedented international matchup, the stakes had never felt higher. The game had the air of a playoff, a feverish crowd buzzing with anticipation, and all eyes glued to the field. Yet, in a single, electric moment, the contest became about more than just the score. It became about pride, retaliation, and the unwritten rules of football's gladiatorial arena. The play began innocuously enough. Kelce, known for his gritty blocking as much as his soft hands, was engaged with Chargers defensive tackle Tertard, a 6 feet 2 inches, 315-pound behemoth with a reputation for aggression. As Kelce drove forward, blocking with the force and finesse that's made him an 8-time Pro Bowler, Tart seemed to bristle. When the whistle blew and Kelce eased up, Tart spun around, eyes narrowed, and delivered a stinging, open-handed slap to Kelce's helmet. The stadium gasped. For a heartbeat, time froze. Would this spark an all-out brawl? Would Kelce retaliate? The replay, looping on the big screen, showed the intensity in Tart's eyes, the sheer audacity of the slap, the force, the kind of moment that could have turned ugly in an instant. But here's where Kelce's true character shone. Instead of lashing out, he straightened, shrugged off the hit, and turned to the officials, appealing for justice. No anger, no theatrics, just an unspoken message. Handle your business, I'll handle mine. What happened next was a masterclass in NFL officiating nuance. Under the league's rules, a closed fist punch to the head is an automatic ejection for unsportsmanlike conduct. But Tart's slap, open-handed, not a punch, kept him in the game. Instead, he drew a 15-yard penalty for unnecessary roughness, a decision that sparked heated debate among fans and commentators alike. Rules analyst Terry McCauley explained the distinction on the broadcast, clarifying that the open hand blow, while egregious, didn't rise to the level of a disqualifying offense. The NFL's own rulebook backs this up. Only truly flagrant, dangerous acts call for automatic ejection. Tart's move was right on the line, a calculated risk, and one that might have had much harsher consequences if not for the technicality. Yet, for all the legalese, the real story was unfolding in the hearts and minds of the players. Would Kelce's restraint be rewarded? Would Tart's aggression shift the game's momentum? A night without Taylor, but not without fire. Adding another layer of intrigue, this was a game Kelce played without his superstar fiancée, Taylor Swift, in the stands. 4 months, Swift's presence at Chiefs games had been a media sensation, a story within the story. But tonight, in São Paulo, Kelce was on his own, at least in the stands. On the field, however, he was anything but alone. The Chiefs' offense, orchestrated by the ever-magical Patrick Mahomes, was sputtering. By the end of the third quarter, Kelce had caught just one pass for 10 yards. The Chargers' defense was swarming, and Tart's slap seemed to symbolize a larger struggle, Kansas City's fight to regain their championship swagger. But great players rise to the occasion. With the game slipping away and the crowd roaring, Kelce lined up for what would become the turning point of the night. Early in the fourth quarter, with the Chiefs trailing and time running short, Mahomes dialed up a play that would etch itself into NFL lore. Kelce, running a crisp route, found himself streaking downfield. Mahomes, always at his best under pressure, unleashed a perfect spiral. Kelce caught the ball in stride at the 37-yard line, split 2 defenders, and turned on the afterburners. The stadium erupted as Kelce crossed the goal line, spiking the ball with a vengeance. It was his second catch of the night, and it couldn't have come at a better time. Suddenly, the Chiefs were within striking distance, and the momentum had shifted. But fate, as always, had more twists in store. Kansas City, trailing by 2 after Kelce's touchdown, opted for a bold 2-point conversion to tie the game. Mahomes dropped back, scanning for an open receiver. He spotted Noah Gray in the end zone and fired a laser. But just as the ball seemed destined for Gray's hands, a familiar figure appeared. Tart, the same man who'd slapped Kelce minutes before. Tart leapt, fully extended, and swatted the pass away with his open palm, protecting the Chargers' slim lead. The irony was delicious, almost poetic. Tart's open hand, the source of controversy earlier, now became the hero's hand, at least for Chargers fans. It was a microcosm of the NFL's eternal drama. The same player who nearly got himself ejected delivers the game-saving play. With the score 20-18, the Chargers seized the moment. Quarterback Justin Herbert, displaying the poise of a veteran, found Quentin Johnson for his second touchdown of the night, stretching the lead to 2 scores with just over 5 minutes remaining. Mahomes, undaunted, kept the Chiefs in the fight. He finished the night with 194 passing yards, completing 20 of 31 throws, and added 57 yards and a touchdown on the ground. Kelce, despite his slow start and the bruising encounter with Tart, ended with 2 catches for 47 yards and a score. The Chiefs' depleted receiving core, missing key contributors and banking on new faces like rookie Jalen Royals, who was sidelined with knee tendinitis, forced Mahomes to improvise. Veterans like Juju Smith-Schuster and Hollywood Brown struggled to create separation. The team's general manager, Brett Veach, had made a splashy trade for DeAndre Hopkins in the offseason, but the chemistry was still developing. What made this night unforgettable wasn't just the stats, the plays, or even the outcome. It was the raw humanity on display. The slap, part provocation, part statement, was a reminder that football, for all its strategy and spectacle, is a game played by men with pride, tempers, and egos. Kelce's decision to walk away, to let the referees handle it, spoke volumes about the culture Andy Reid has built in Kansas City. This is a team that plays with swagger, but also with discipline. They don't back down, but they don't lose their heads, either. For Tart, the night was a roller coaster, a moment of madness, then redemption. His open hand was the story of the game, both a weapon and a shield. As the final whistle blew, and the team shook hands, the game in Brazil became more than just a regular season contest. It was a showcase of the NFL's global ambitions, a night when the league's biggest stars traveled thousands of miles to put on a show in a soccer-mad nation. It was also a microcosm of everything that makes football great: the unpredictability, the emotion, the razor-thin margin between glory and heartbreak. For Kelce, it was a night of frustration and triumph, a test of his patience and his playmaking. For Mahomes, it was another chapter in a career defined by resilience. For Tart, it was a lesson in the consequences of impulse and the thin line between villain and hero. In the days that followed, highlight reels of the slap, the touchdown, and Tart's crucial deflection went viral. The debate raged. Should Tart have been ejected? Did the referees make the right call? Was Kelce's restraint an act of maturity or missed opportunity to fire up his team? Fans, pundits, and even players weighed in. But for those who watched the game live, either in the stadium or on screens around the world, the answers hardly mattered. What mattered was the feeling, the adrenaline, the suspense, the sense that anything could happen. That's the magic of the NFL. On any given night, in any given city, from Arrowhead Stadium to Corinthians Arena, football delivers stories that linger long after the final whistle. And for Travis Kelce, for Tart, and for everyone who witnessed their collision in Brazil, this was a night that will be remembered not just for what happened, but for how it made us feel. The NFL, once again, proved it's not just a game. It's a living, breathing drama, and we can't wait to see what happens next.